To the radar for just a minute. Mike just sent another picture, and I want to get that in.
Yeah, we'll go back to the radar, and we'll get a new image of that.
He said this one is just as it crossed into Alabama, so as soon as I have that, I'll let you know.
And again, we do know that there's some issues with the live stream. We've got people working on that. It has been up and down. We are in the process of correcting that. So if you've lost us on the internet for just a few moments, they're aware of that back in the back, and they will get that resolved pretty soon. But again, there is the inflow notch right here. Potential for a tornado is back here in the southwestern flank of this storm. And that is moving to the east-northeast, okay? So I can clearly say now that this tornadic circulation is going to stay north of Bologee. So we like to give all clears when we can. We've talked about Paramount High School and Bologee. If you are in the city limits of Bologee or at the high school, we'll give you an all clear right now. There is enough northward component of motion to where this tornadic circulation will stay north of you. And again, since there is a little bit of a northward component here, it looks like it will probably stay north of the city of Utah, but it's too close for comfort. We're still giving a call for those people that are in the city of Utah to be in a safe place. Small room, lowest floor, near the center, away from windows. Again, this would be the possible tornado right back in through here, moving to the east-northeast. We clearly don't want anybody driving along Alabama Highway 14 right now. That's the highway from Utah to Aliceville, in that that is the worst possible place to be. And again, you get up here to the northeast, and you got the Greene County Greyhound Park, and that is where we certainly want everybody to be in a safe place. And up in here, we probably have very large hail falling, possibly up to the size of baseballs. It could be that large. And this is the same storm that hit Clinton, Mississippi with a large tornado. A large tornado obviously occurred with this along the Alabama-Mississippi state line. Jason is loading up a brand new image of this coming from the Mississippi State teams that were on this storm. And again, Ashley Brand is in this vicinity right now. We'll pick her stream back up in just a moment. But this right now, it's over very open country, so we're not going to have a lot of reports of what goes on out here, but if this keeps on moving in this direction, it will certainly wind up affecting either southern Tuscaloosa County or northern Hale County. So for those of you from Akron and Wedgeworth all the way up to Mountville and even across the line in Tuscaloosa County, be aware this could affect you. More than likely, this will be staying south of the city of Tuscaloosa and the campus of the University of Alabama, but it depends on the structure. If it stays a very tightly wound storm with a violent tornado and strong rotation, it moves more due east, and that's going to keep it well to the south of Tuscaloosa. If by chance this thing weakens a little bit, that could mean more of a northeastward component of motion, but again, for now, we're thinking more east instead of northeast as this storm continues moving on here. The Weather Service will continue a tornado warning for Greene County. We want to stress the warning for Sumter is over. If you are in Sumter, there's no more tornado warning for now from this one storm. We also should clearly point out the tornado warning for Perry County has been canceled. And again, let's
go ahead and take that image. I can't get it rotated. It's a vertical image, so that's... Tilt your head. Look how wide that is.
Go see if I can work on this.
That was just as it came into Alabama. Mike says that came from Evan Thomas, who's a Mississippi State grad student.
I'll fix that.
Okay. All right, so this again is the storm that caused that tornado, and it was down in Alabama in Sumter County. It has showed no signs of weakening. The terrain in this part of the state is very similar to the way it was over northeastern or the eastern edge of Mississippi, northeast Kemper County. So I would not anticipate this has weakened a bit as it's come over Alabama 39. Now it's moving up in the vicinity of Clinton, and it'll be moving up toward Union. So we would recommend now that if you are traveling from Tuscaloosa south on 59, on 2059, unless you are already near Utah, you need to get off the road and go find an exit and get to shelter right now, because this thing is going to be on the interstate in a matter of minutes, close to Alabama 14. It might be just a little bit north of that main exit, but if you're in Utah, especially the northern end of the Utah city limits, which you're right on the interstate there, you need to be in a safe place right now. It's on top of you.
Take that picture. We got it rotated now, Jason. There we go.
That's it.
And again, tell me exactly, where was this now?
This was as the tornado crossed the state line from Evan Thomas, and this again from Dr. Mike Brown at Mississippi State. He's forwarding the information to us. Evan Thomas took this photo, and that is a huge tornado.
Yeah, that's large. And again, you see the problem we have here in Alabama. If this were in Kansas, you know, you wouldn't have those trees in there. But this is a beautiful state we have here, but those trees will often obscure the part of the tornado that's down. And the fact this thing's had a history, I would assume that is a large, violent tornado that is down. So, and again, that is the storm that is coming through Sumter, or Greene County right now in West Alabama. We'll go back to the radar. Here's an update from the Weather Service. The Weather Service in Birmingham is continuing the tornado warning for Greene County until 2:30. That's for 9 more minutes. A large and extremely dangerous tornado was 12 miles northwest of Utah, moving east at 35 miles per hour. And again, there's the inflow notch. Tornadic circulation is right in through here. This is West Greene. This is Mount Hebron. This is Clinton. These are all communities in northern Greene County. This is north of Utah. And again, this is moving pretty much due east. We'll expand this out a little bit, and I'll show you Interstate 5920 in relation to that. This is Utah, and I think we can clearly say that the tornadic circulation will be north of downtown Utah. So if you are in downtown Utah or points south, we'll give you an all clear. The greatest concern will be areas north of Utah. And again, the Greene County Greyhound Park sits right here, Green Track, and I forget the exact name of this, but it's a very large facility, and anybody there knows what that is. That is located right here. This is between Interstate 5920 and U.S. Highway 11. That's U.S. Highway 11. That's Interstate 5920. And again, this large circulation is moving maybe a little north of due east at about 35 to 40 miles per hour, and that will be carrying that. It's about to come over Highway 14 right now. So again, nobody should be on Highway 14, Alabama 14, north of Utah, clearly. And again, this will continue marching to the east at about 35 miles an hour.
Let's do a quick reset on exactly what's going on here, James, just to get everybody updated. We haven't looked at North Alabama for a little while. Those storms are not severe. They're just very heavy. What you see behind me is the Demopolis Skycam, and we have not seen rain-cooled air whatsoever in Demopolis. It's 72, the dew point now up to 67 with a south wind at 4. And I want to look at conditions back over in Mississippi, and while we do that, I'll pass along a little more information. Again, as we said a little while ago, the emergency management officials and emergency responders from all over the southeast are responding to these damage areas near the Jackson metro area. They're asking folks not to go in there. You need to let them do their job. So if you know folks in Jackson, don't try to get there, because they've got I-20 shut down this side of Jackson, so you can't get there from here on I-20. That is Newton, Mississippi, which is west of Meridian. The dew point is at 68. The wind apparently has gone calm there, and we'll take another stop and go up toward Tuscaloosa and look at the environment that this storm in Greene County is headed into. And that sky is getting dark, and that sure does look rough off in the distance. That is an extremely powerful thunderstorm. Now, remember, this is probably going to be a little south of the city of Tuscaloosa as it passes through. If you're down around, say, from Big Sandy to Moundville, down towards Sawyerville, that would be about the fan area where we're expecting the possible tornado to move through. In fact, we might as well just go ahead and say it is a tornado on the ground. We've had multiple pictures, multiple reports. Houses have been confirmed as destroyed in Mississippi. Not damaged, not roof blown off. They're talking destroyed homes in eastern Mississippi in Kemper County, and that storm is now a little northwest of downtown Utah. The city limits of Utah do go to the interstate, so if you are in the city limits of Utah near I-2059, near Alabama 14, up in the community of Clinton, toward Union, over to Knoxville, you need to be in a safe place right now. And we cannot stress enough that you need to be in a place of shelter. Don't try to watch this. Don't try to send a picture of it. The guys who've been sending us pictures are trained. They know where to be.
Got a new tornado warning. This will include parts of Tuscaloosa and Hale counties, Jason. The Weather Service is extending the warning. So let's take off the radar data and put on the polygon warning. And again, this is going to be a case where we'll tell you who's in and who's out. We'll zoom into this and let's see how this fares in relation to the city of Tuscaloosa. The bright red, okay, this is the polygon. And this is your new warning right here. It does not include Northport. It includes basically Interstate 5920 and points south. So in terms of the city of Tuscaloosa, from near McFarland Mall south, that's the polygon. Now remember, this, even though this could be a large tornado, it's still very small compared to this big polygon, but we do this to narrow down the danger zone. There's no need for any action in North Tuscaloosa County right now. If you're north of Northport, no problems. But again, this potentially large violent tornado is moving about like that. Some of the communities that are in this polygon will include Ralph, Jenna, Union, Moundville, It includes Havana Junction. It does not include Akron or Point South, but Akron is close enough to where you might want to go to a safe place. Of course, the school is right here. That's kind of the heartbeat of that community. It does not include Wedgeworth. It does not include Greensboro. So this is your specific warning. The southern part of the city of Tuscaloosa, basically Interstate 5920 south, down toward Hillcrest High School, Taylorville, places like that, down to Moundville. Moundville's clearly in the path of this thing, and again, you can just kind of follow this out with my finger here, and you can see that that will be impacting far southwest Tuscaloosa County, northeast Greene, and northern Hale counties. And notice how, as Jason draws the track, the fan expands. That's because of the uncertainty out there in the longer ranges, but this suggests the possible arrival time in Moundville a little after 3 o'clock. It's 2:26, and again, we don't advise people to wait until 3:05, but out of all of these communities, it certainly looks like Moundville is going to be awfully close. Over here in Greene County, there's a small community called Knoxville, and again, it's not a municipality. If you ever drive down the interstate, you'll see the Knoxville exit on Interstate 5920, not Knoxville, Tennessee, Knoxville, Alabama, but it's going to be awfully close to that. So again, this is Knoxville right here on U.S. Highway 11. That's 11. That's Interstate 5920. This is Union right here. And again, the Greene County Greyhound Park is right here. So from Union down to Green Track, those two communities, those two areas are clearly in the path of this thing. Now, Union might catch this baseball-sized hail up and through here, and it could be that the tornadic circulation will be affecting the Green Track area, but whatever, everybody's close to that. We encourage everybody to stay in a safe place. Some reports are coming now from Geiger in Sumter County. This is a report that a house has been destroyed on Payne Street. Geiger is a community in North Sumter County up Highway 17, well north of York and Livingston. This storm went right over Geiger. A house completely destroyed on Payne Street, and it's destroyed, and I don't know if that's the right wording, but it's destroyed. Another house on Payne Street has a hole in the roof, lost its porch completely, and lost brick siding. A tree has fallen onto a mobile home on Alabama Highway 17. This is all in northern Sumter County with this storm. So again, this is a large, dangerous tornado, potentially. We don't know at the moment because it is over a very sparsely populated part of the state. There is hardly any data coverage up in this part of the state to get the streams back to you. But based on the images that we have seen coming from the Mississippi State University chase teams, we strongly advise everybody to take this thing seriously. Let's go back to the internet computer again. Let me just show you, if you're just joining us, this is what we're dealing with right here. That is a look at that large wedge as it came over around the Alabama-Mississippi state line. I don't know what highway that is exactly. But again, that's
probably Highway 45, okay, because you can see the state line from there.
So I was going to say that's US 45. Highway 17 is not 4-lane in Alabama, so it's got to be 45 in Mississippi. That's across the state line. But again, that is the situation there, and of course, we have. There's what it looked like over in eastern Mississippi.
That was scuba. And so those two pictures were probably 4 or 5 minutes apart.
Right. So it could look just like that right now. We are just in an area where we have a whole lot of trees and we don't have a whole lot of data. And but again, that is a great view of what this thing did not that long ago, and more than likely it's doing something like that right now. So that is a large, violent tornado that is potentially in northern Greene County, Alabama. So let's go back to the radar. It's coming up on 2:30. Again, we apologize for the loss of programming today, but it's going to be one of those kind of days where there's a pretty good chance we'll be on the air for a pretty long time. This will be a long duration severe weather event. James Spann here with Jason Simpson. The tornado impact has been pegged. It's down slightly, but still, that you rarely ever see that over 9. But that thing was at 10.0. That's as high as that thing goes for a long time. It's moving east at 29, and again, moving more due east. And the storm relative helicity values were over 500 units. That's a lot of potential for rotating updrafts you saw right there. So
529.
Yeah, 529. So again, everything you see here is certainly suggesting that we still could have some major issues, and there is some pretty decent quality air for severe weather down here in this part of the state. Not north where it's cool and raining, but down here it is moist and very unstable. So again, large hail falling near Union, potential for a tornado tornado that's crossed over Highway 14. Again, it's moving more to the east, northeast. Clearly, this will be passing north of downtown Utah. And as we said about 5 minutes ago, if you're in Utah, the danger will be north of you. I can clearly tell you that. But if you are north of Interstate 5920, be aware that you've got some big problems. And where this thing crosses the interstate, I would say maybe near the Knoxville exit right here. This is the Tuscaloosa County line. Ralph is right here. Knoxville